Welcome to WrestleMania.
Ooh, yeah! I am the game! Woo!
Yes! I will give you a show like you have never, ever seen before. Why? Because I am
the best there is, the best there was, and the best that there ever will be.
You will rest in peace. And what you're gonna do when the whole world falls? I mean, destroy
and that's
you.
the bottom line, because Stone Cold says it.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your boy Deluxe Man's WrestleMania review series. We are trucking along into WrestleMania 15. We are 15 WrestleManias in, and this one wasn't the greatest. I wouldn't even say it's a show I would recommend you watch more than once. By the way, I'm watching WrestleMania 16 at this time, so as soon as I'm done with WrestleMania 15, bam, I'm going to put up WrestleMania 16's review, and you guys, ladies and gentlemen, will have 2 reviews today, just so you know. But anyways, the show is okay. I'm not going to say it was the worst show in the world. It's just, in 1999, the Attitude Era was in full swing. At this time, WWF is doing incredible business. Incredible in terms of attendance, TV ratings, pay-per-view buys, merchandise, characters. Everything is on fire. And this year, they were hitting high ratings. I'm talking about 6.0, 7.0, 8.0. Of course, the highest rated show, at least segment, was This Is Your Life with The Rock and Mankind, as you guys may know. Even though they're doing good business, the match quality, it's not the greatest in the world. I don't even think 1999 had a classic match for either company. I'm talking about WCW or WWF. Now, ECW, I haven't really watched a lot of 1999 ECW, so maybe they might have had a classic match here and there. But in terms of WCW and WWF, not the greatest year for wrestling in terms of match quality. It's all about the characters, it's all about the angles, which is great. And the stories they tell are amazing. Trust me, they were great. But the matches suffered as a result. This is also the year we got heavily involved in the McMahon family. I'm talking about Linda, Shane, Stephanie, and Vince. They were on TV almost every single week. I'm talking about from the Ministry of Darkness, trying to kidnap Stephanie, and then Shane McMahon flipping back and forth between heel and face, heel and face, heel and face. It's a crazy year for the McMahon family. The only one that was at least remotely sane was Linda McMahon. She was on there rarely. We also got the debut of the Hardcore Championship. The Hardcore Championship was born this year. They gave it to Mankind as a joke last year, but then they actually made a belt. And basically, it was contested under hardcore rules. No DQ, no countouts. They can pin them anywhere, anytime they want. Now, this is the year where it was in its infancy. Next year, they implement the 24/7 rule. This is also the year we got the Brawl for All. I have to talk about this. Basically, the Brawl for All is a shoot fighting tournament where people actually box. They put on gloves. They actually have trainers, they have rounds, and basically you go until someone gets knocked out. It's a terrible idea. Now, the tournament was made to put over Dr. Death Steve Williams. Unfortunately, he got knocked out for real by Bart Gunn. They didn't plan it, they didn't script it out, it was legit. And people actually got hurt. There were legit injuries. And they killed Dr. Death Steve Williams' career early. Unfortunately, this is also the year we lose Owen Hart. On May 23rd, 1999, this is the Over the Edge pay-per-view. I believe his character was the Blue Blazer. It was the gimmick he had before he became Owen Hart. So he was going to come down from the Raptors. You know how Sting does his thing. But unlike Sting, who just comes down, lands, and then takes off the harness, no, he was going to do a whole act where he was going to be a joke. He was going to come down, he was going to do the whole Superman thing, and then he was going to fall into the ring like an idiot, like a buffoon. That was his character. That was his shtick. A very dramatic entrance. Well, during the show, as he was being lowered, something happened. He got entangled, and the mechanism released, and he accidentally fell, and he was out. He was pronounced dead, and it was brutal. I understand why they didn't cut the show, but in my opinion, there was nothing they could have done to get past that. Someone died. I remember the pay-per-view. The crowd didn't recover. They were in complete shock throughout the entire night. But they had to make their money. Brutal death. And rest in peace to Owen Hart. Died too soon. And here I am, getting ready to talk about a show after talking about Owen Hart. Yeah, I put you in a good mood, did I? The show is 3 hours. The date? March 28th, 1999. The arena? First Union Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Attendance? 20,276. Commentary, Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. They carried the majority of the show. And then at the end, we got Jim Ross. Ring announcer was Howard Finkel, and interviewer was Kevin Kelly. Kevin. Next year, when The Rock goes full babyface, him and Kevin Kelly have some amazing segments together. Boyz II Men opened up the show with the national anthem. They brought it back this year, and they did a great job. Alright, let's just breeze through this. Seriously, I have nothing else to say about these matches. We had a Hardcore Championship match. Badass Billy Gunn, your champion, took on Hardcore Holly and Al Snow. It was a decent match. It was a fun opener. It was what you expect. Weapons, craziness, and the fans loved it. Hardcore Holly is your new WWF Hardcore Champion. We move on to the Tag Team Championship match. Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett with Debra, the wife, or former wife, of Stone Cold Steve Austin, taking on Tess and D'Lo Brown with Ivory. It was okay. The teased cat fight between Ivory and Debra was more interesting than this match. The men tried, but it didn't really work out. Next is that Brawl for All finals. This whole Brawl for All thing was a disaster from the start. But they did it anyways, because what the hell are you going to tell Vince McMahon or Vince Russo at this point? They're at the highest peak of their careers, whatever. It didn't work. Butterbean went in there and completely destroyed Bart Gunn. I'm not even going to give it a grade because what's the point? We had a match with Big Show and Mankind afterwards. That was average. Big Show chokeslams Mankind through 2 chairs, gets himself disqualified. Mankind wins, but he gets hurt very badly. It's crazy seeing how much punishment Mick Foley went through at this time. And you would think he would have stopped after the Hell in a Cell. Nope. No. Ladies and gentlemen, he went nuts with the punishment. He was probably one of the biggest superstars in WWF at the time. He won the World Championship earlier this year and got one of the biggest pops out of any babyface. It was a great moment for Mick Foley. But in terms of this match, he wins by DQ. Big Show pisses off Vince McMahon, leading him to go out there, slap him in the face because he ruined his plan. And then Big Show knocks him out with a not-so-much knockout punch. WWF Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way Elimination Tag. Yeah, I didn't mix up any of those words. It's a weird match. Look, they worked it pretty decently. I can't really say it was a great match or even remotely good because it was way too weird. It had Russo written all over it. This was when he was trying out wacky ideas, and trust me, he doesn't last very long. Road Dogg retained the championship. Doesn't matter because Goldust beat him the very next night on Raw for the championship. Look, 1999 was known for a lot of title changes. Almost too much. We got Kane versus Triple H. Let me stop and talk about Mr. Pete Rose. So, last year, Pete Rose mocked the Boston crowd, and Kane came out to tombstone him. Well, Pete Rose returned this year. He attacked Kane in a chicken suit. And Kane tombstoned his ass again. Because Pete Rose is stupid. Well, Pete Rose got his ass tombstoned into the Hall of Fame because of this, so... Moving on to Triple H and Kane. Jesus, this match sucked. It was... I won't say it was absolutely horrible, but it was underwhelming. Not only was the match slow, but the ending wasn't great. So, Chyna went in there. Apparently, she turned on DX and joined the corporation. She hit Kane with a chair, and joined back with Triple H and DX. But that led to something else later down the line. But Kane won by DQ. It was an angle. I appreciate the angle, which is why I'm not going to give it too much of a low grade. The match sucked. I'm sorry. The match was bad. I didn't like it. You know what else was bad? This women's championship match. Sable and Tori did not have great chemistry. They basically botched almost every move in this match, even the easy ones. And I wasn't very happy with how it ended. We see Nicole Bass just go in there and help Sable get the victory. I don't know if that was supposed to be a heel turn or what the hell was going on, but Sable was confused. She was like, okay, I guess you're helping me. It was odd. I didn't care. Sable won. It was a bad match. You know it wasn't a bad match, thankfully? This European Championship match. So, Shane McMahon took on X-Pac. This is not the only match they had. But let me tell you, all the matches they had were good. Really good. These two had great chemistry. And their dynamics, X-Pac being a babyface and Shane McMahon being a heel, really helped out. Speaking of X-Pac, he was an awesome babyface. I dare say he was the biggest star of that DX group. He was massively over. And when he turned heel, I'll get to that next year, but he turns heel later on, and it doesn't work out for him at all. I almost wish he never turned heel. I remember watching this as a kid. When Triple H went into the ring, I thought for sure he was there to help X-Pac. But to see him turn on X-Pac and turn heel was shocking. It was a great heel turn, which would help him transform into the game. The game! Triple H, really good heel turn. And it was done pretty well. Can't really hate on this match. But I can, and I will, hate on this Hell in a Cell match. What people consider the absolute worst cage match. Not just Hell in a Cell, but worst cage match in history. Undertaker versus the Big Bossman. Horrible. Horrible match. It was slow. It was boring. Philly completely turned on it. Took a straight up dump on this match. Because they didn't care, man. But it was just a bad match. These two did not work a good match at all. Taker is an amazing performer. And at this time, he was going through perhaps his greatest run as the leader of the Ministry of Darkness. However, it just didn't work out. It did not work out at all with these two guys. And after this horrible match was finally over, we see the Brood, Edge, Christian, and Gangrel fall down from the rafters onto the cell. They put down a noose, which Taker proceeds to hook around Big Boss Man's neck. And then they lit the cage, seeing Big Boss Man get hung. Literally hung from the cage. And the crowd was just like, oh my god. They were in shock. Now, this is stuff they did with Taker a lot. So it's not out of the ordinary. What made me upset is how they go from this dark, really crazy moment to a party. Hey guys, we did a party last night. Whoa, wait. A man is being hung inside the ring and you want to talk about a freaking party? It was so bad. Luckily for us, next was the main event. No DQ, WWF World Heavyweight Championship. What is that, 3 referees? Jesus Christ, 3 referees. Anyways, great match. Great main event. Of course, it's The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin at the peak of their careers. I won't say it's their best match. I think their match next month at Backlash is better. And of course, their WrestleMania 17 match is the best match they have. They have better matches down the line. Look, this is not the greatest match they will have. Trust me. But it's still a great match. It had a fast pace from beginning to end. All the bells and whistles they throw in there, it just worked out. Vince McMahon did everything he could to screw Stone Cold Steve Austin out of that championship. But like everything else he did, it failed. Both Austin and Rock were tremendous. They were at the peak of their careers. They were awesome characters. They were the best part of this match, including the way The Rock oversold those stunners. I love seeing The Rock oversell the stunners. It became a trademark of their matches. I love it. It never gets old. It just never gets old. Not the worst WrestleMania in history. It was okay. It had a few good moments. But a lot of it was passable and pretty bad. That Hell in a Cell was horrible. horrible Hell in a Cell. But give me your thoughts about WrestleMania 15 down below. What's your favorite part? How do you remember this show? Next up, WrestleMania 16. It should be up in just a few. So check that out when it's up. Thank you guys for watching. This is your boy, The X Man, signing off into The X Man's World. See you in the next review.